Om Shanti. Good morning. Is the voice okay?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Thank you so much. So today I thought that we could relook at one of the murlis and have some thoughts on it. And I would actually, it's such a short one, so I would like to also refresh a little bit for you as well. And then we can churn together some of the points from this murli. Since it is short one, I'm just going to quickly read it. And this is the Murli of the 4th of January, 1982. And the title of this Murli is Man Manabhav, the first blessing of the Satguru. Today, the Father, the ocean of knowledge, has come to the shores of the ocean to meet his holy swans who pick up jewels of knowledge. Baba paints a very lovely painting for us, and the painting is that of swans who are picking jewels of knowledge. Each holy swan is picking up so many jewels of knowledge and dancing in happiness. So you can imagine all these holy swans beautifully in a lake, and they are picking up these jewels of knowledge, and they are enjoying. Each one, each holy swan is picking up so many jewels of knowledge and dancing in happiness. Baba is watching you swans dance in that happiness. Spiritual dance of spiritual happiness of the swans is so lovely and unique to the whole cycle. Each swan experiences great happiness seeing the different waves of the ocean. So now the scene has gone to the ocean. So what has Bab Dada come to see today? The dance of the swans who are good at dancing. You are good at dancing, are you not? Baba is also listening to the songs of happiness. So these songs are in each one's mind. You cannot dance without a song. So music is playing and dance is taking place. And all of you hear this song of happiness. This song can't be heard through the ears because the song of the mind can only be heard in the mind. The song of the mind can only be heard in the mind. The moment you become Man Manabhav, you start singing and hearing the song. The moment you become Man Manabhav, you start singing and hearing the song. There's actually a spiritual practice of sound, and people hear a particular sound, you know. Some would say that if you focus, you would hear Soham, you know. Some people would hear something else. Some people would hear Om. So Baba is saying that this sound of the mind, this song, you hear in the mind, but then the condition is that the moment you have to become Man Manabhav, then you hear this sound or they hear this song. All of you have received the blessing of the great mantra Man Manabhav. So Baba calls the Man Manabhav here a blessing. You have received the blessing of the great mantra Man Manabhav. So it's a blessing also and a mantra also. What was the first blessing you received from the Sadguru when you came to belong to him? The first blessing is Man Manava. The Father, in the form of the Sadguru, is looking at you children who have been blessed. All of you are Master Sadgurus, children of the Sadguru who have imbibed the great mantra, your great donors, and ones who are blessed. Or it can be said that you are the grandchildren of the Guru. Grandchildren have great rights. As children of Brahma, you are also grandchildren, are you not? You children of the great, you children and grandchildren too, you have as many relationships as the Father does. You are souls who have right to all relationship. You're very clever in taking something from the Father, innocent Lord. You're also clever businessmen. Have you made a bargain? Did you ever think that you would make a bargain with God? And that and what did you receive in the bargain? What did you receive as a bargain? Liberation and liberation in life, somebody said. Is that all? Just liberation and liberation in life? Together with the businessman, Baba also is a magician. You have made such a bargain that there is no need for any other bargain. You haven't made a bargain for just anything. You have made a bargain with the bestower of everything. Everything is included in that, is it not? You have made the bestower belong to you. Acha? Now Baba will have to have a heart of to heart conversation with you double foreigners. So I just wanted to take that portion of this Murli, um, and leave out the group meetings and just talk a little bit about this blessing that Baba calls the blessing of Man Manabhav. And also Baba says that it's not only a blessing, but it's a mantra as well. So this often comes up, um, that Baba will speak something and then he will say that you just have to remember one word. So this word is very special word. It's word from the Gita. Um, and Baba loves this word, Man Manabhav. And I don't know about you, but it's good to have some thoughts of what this word really means for you. Anyone would like to share? What does this word mean? Look, there's of course context, but yeah, Vijit bhai?
This reminds me to come back to the essence from expansion. So often we see Baba and Sakar Murli will go on explaining so many things, and then finally Baba will come back to the essence where Baba will say, Man Manabhav. So that means not going to the expansion too much, but stabilizing in the form who I am. That is the point form. So this word reminds me that
Hmm.
from
Yeah.
expansion to essence. Yeah,
Hmm.
thank you.
Yeah.
Shanti.
Oh,
And
Shantam bhai.
uh, Manmanabhav, just one more reflection is that consider yourself to be a soul and remember me. That's what Baba says, and um, that is also one of the
Hmm.
dimensions of Manmanabhav. I am
Hmm.
a soul and I am remembering Baba. So I am in the same frequency as that of Baba.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So the aspect of frequency, the aspect of a reminder. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Anyone else? It's such a lovely, no? Because it's just one word, man manava, and that's it. Sisters, anyone would like to share?
One more reflection is alignment of mind, intellect, and sanskar with
Mm,
Baba's mind, intellect, and sanskars. So
mm,
I surrender my mind these set of these three MIS and
yeah,
take Baba's MIS.
mm, yeah,
So so that also exchange. I just
mm,
shed this of mine. Mine is little polluted.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
because of body consciousness and the role consciousness. So I just surrender it and take his. He says, "Take it mine. You are my child." So it's a new birth. So I get a new set of MIS and then perform.
Yeah. Okay. Exchanging MIS.
Yeah, this is management
Awesome.
information system.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So mind, intellect, is sanskar is nothing but management
yeah,
information.
yeah, yeah. So one sister Radhamani, I think, says that Baba said Man Manava means think me alone, surrender yourself to me. Yeah. This has come up. Surrender and remember. Yeah. Anyone else? Others, no thoughts about Man Manava? So Man is the mind. Just to unpack it, Mana is to surrender or to make it. And Bhava is from whenever there is a blessing, the word Bhava, may it be so. Okay. So may your mind becomes his. May your mind becomes mine. Okay. And when we allow our mind um, to be tuned or to be um, absorb in the remembrance of the one, when the mind focuses or when the mind is um, being um, full of the other, that's where man manavav happens. Now, why the mind? And this is a very also interesting thing. Why not you know um, why not the intellect? It's the mind that needs to be man manabhav. Yeah, because the way I look at it is that um, it's the mind that is constantly creating things. Yeah, creating thoughts. And as the mind creates thoughts, the thoughts are based on your where your focus is. Okay. um, and it kind of pulls you towards certain thoughts. Where your interest is, where your desires are, the mind will automatically go there. So usually, because we are living in this world, it's the world which is quite messed up at the moment. The mind usually would go to certain things that are um, connected to the world, and those things are going to take uh, my awareness towards body consciousness. Yeah. So in the current state, my mind is not in a very good space. And if I follow my mind, you know, it will be pulled towards something which is body conscious. And if it is pulled towards body conscious, then of course there is no happiness. Then of course there is a lot of sorrow and pain. And in order to protect us, Baba gives us this mantra. Okay. So mantra is something that you can remember, and when you use, something happens, right? Yeah. So when they say that, you repeat a mantra. Okay. When you repeat the mantra, something will happen, like you will be saved from something, or you will be helped in some way. So the help is actually trying to make you remember that, no, I don't need to go there. I have given my mind to that one, and allow my mind to be um, like in water, to be influenced by that water of knowledge of God. So every time there is any thought that comes, it should be the thought that is aligned to the divine. And when this happens, what happens? When this happens, I know that any thought that comes from there will be a pure, positive, powerful thought, right? It will be a thought that will uplift me. It will be a thought that will create good feelings. Okay. It will be a thought that will take me into this safe space. Okay. So it's like a blessing also at the same time, because then I start becoming powerful. Yeah. What is a blessing? A blessing is something that when somebody gives you, it has the power to uplift, to bring you out. Yeah. So when Baba speaks about this, Baba speaks about this and says that this is the thing that you need to remember out of all the things. Okay. And this is where your mind has to be moved to. And when the moment you are in Manmanabhav, whatever you do will be correct. You don't have to think that, oh, this is right or this is wrong. The moment you are in Manmanabhav, whatever you do, whether you are sitting and you are remembering, whether you are sitting and doing some work, but if you are in that stage, then whatever comes out in that stage will be accurate. Yeah. Because it will not be influenced by five vices. There will be no trace of body consciousness in that. So that's why, when Baba comes back to this word and reminds us of this word, he's actually making a very quick, he's giving us a quick method, you know. So whenever things are running away, just come back to Manmanabhav. Put a full stop. Yeah. Often this is said together. Put a full stop, just Manmanabhav. Come back. Okay. The mind is belonging there, And I like the sharing that the brother said earlier. Is as if you don't have your mind, intellect, sanskar. You're using Baba's mind, intellect, and sanskar. But for that, you have to tune into that mind, intellect, and sanskar. What is Baba's sanskar? How, if you want to do it literally, you could ask yourself, what Baba would think in this situation, what Baba would think. And then all the words will come back: good wishes, pure feeling, patience, tolerance, all the good qualities, powerful, mighty, there's no fear. Yeah. So all these things will flow into, it's like, you are emptying yourself and allowing God to actually use you in that moment. And all that simply with one word, Man Manabhav. So I'll just pause, have some thoughts, and then I'll continue. Um, would anyone like to share their thoughts now?
Om Shanti.
Shakti.
In Gita, we Arjuna, when in the so-called the scripture,
Yeah,
Arjuna said to Lord Krishna that I can, if you want, I can put an arrow into the earth and get the
the
stream of
water.
Ganga out, and I can do like impossible things also. But then this mind, I, I, mind is the one which I cannot conquer, and he projected that way that mind is wandering, and
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
it's like to control the air or the wind, and चंचल है मन बहुत चंचल है और मन को वश में कैसे करें करके दिस वाज द
yeah. The
क्वेश्चन
mantra that was, yeah,
therefore that this also shows that mind is the one
yeah.
which
Yes, of
if
course.
it is focused, then intellect will also follow. I mean, intellect is created for supporting mind, for focusing the mind.
Yeah, yeah,
Mind itself is not in tune, not in the frequency of the Almighty, then it will tend to wander. And even so, that's why Man Manabhav is more important than, and I mean, we can churn on this.
yeah,
That's
yeah. So there's Tan Manabhav, Man Manabhav, and there is Buddhi Manabhav. But it's Man Manabhav because the one that creates, the active part of it is usually the mind because that's what it is in. And most people think that they are their mind. Most people, if you talk to them and if you really listen to them, they are talking from their mind.
correct.
Yeah.
It
And
is
not
said,
only, yeah,
what you think you are, what I
exactly.
think I am.
Yeah, yeah,
I am what I think.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Is a
exactly.
famous poet.
So confusing. I was just sharing yesterday how people think that they are their mind, number one. And secondly, they believe what the mind is telling them.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, and the belief also created from the on pattern of thinking only.
Exactly.
But with thinking it becomes a belief.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is not necessary that what is one is thinking is correct thinking. That is so there is a lot of chance of pollution in thinking.
Not at all. Yes. Not at all.
So mind is a beautiful. I mean, you said active. Mind is the only thing which is active. That I really like.
Yeah.
Maybe we can churn more on this.
Yeah.
Intellect is choice or the visualization of what, visualization.
Yeah. I look at intellect as a steering, no?
Huh,
Like, yeah, you don't do much with this one. But the whole
correct.
movement is the mind.
Okay, wheels are the mind.
Yeah. Keep rotating.
Good, good.
Exactly.
That's a
The intellect is just like, okay, let's go this way, let's go this way, you know.
okay.
So it helps it to go in the right direction. The intellect is just, like in the boat is that thing that goes like this or like this.
Steering.
The car is the, little, yeah, the
The
steering.
middle,
And then,
intellect middle,
yeah.
which
And then there is the example of the horse also, no? The mind is the horse and the reins are the
yeah.
intellect. It's the same analogy in a modern way.
So intellect without horse, without mind is nothing actually.
Yeah,
Mind.
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 So the soul comes into the body, and that's where it engages mind and intellect. When the soul is on itself, there is no need of mind and intellect. So when it is created, and then what happens as you start using it, you want to use it and it wants to be used. Okay. And it gets so powerful, the mind, that it starts ruling you. Okay. And Baba, what Baba is doing is trying to rescue your mind and bring it into a space where Baba can actually empower you, you know. But really, if you think about it, one of the biggest hurdle that most of us we have when we come, even though we understand this in theory, we are still living our lives on the basis of our thoughts. And the most interesting thing is that our thoughts are constantly lying to us. You know, our thoughts are not. It is proven actually. There were a few experiments that was done. If you give a picture and if you leave some piece of color in the picture, the mind will actually put onto that. Like if there is something that you see and there is a gap, even when we are speaking, if I miss something, your mind will replace something there. And sometimes what it does, of course, nothing is there, but what it does is very creatively, it's the most effective artificial intelligence tool that we have, that it can remove certain things, it can add certain things. Like, for example, when you are sitting in a place and there is a random noise, after some time, the mind knows that this is a random noise, it just filters it out. Now, when that thing is really random, then it's good. But if it is not random, the mind still filters it out because it cannot understand its value. That's one thing. Also, when you are looking at something, when you focus on something, the mind actually removes certain other pictures from that. You must have seen that very interesting exercise that is there on a video, whereby there are people playing basketball, and then there is a gorilla that comes into the picture and then disappears. And when people were given this experiment and they were told to count how many passes is happening, you know so the mind goes and the mind looks and focuses on the ball and moves. And then when they are asked, did you see anything strange in the picture, they would say, no, we did not see anything strange. And then when you replay and you pause, there is a big dark huge gorilla in that picture. Yeah. Has anybody seen that? You just have a look, and you will notice that, so, like, okay, if it was there, then how come I did not see it? Because the mind's job is that. Now, that is not dangerous. That is just replacing visuals. Okay. But when the mind starts projecting and telling you that this person is like this, don't, behave this way with this particular person, or they are bad people, you know, this is also a collective beliefs from which the mind is actually creating thoughts. Yeah. So as you grow, as you become older, you're picking up on your uh, beliefs and your inclinations and your impressions that you had, your memory, and you're using that to actually come to a conclusion of your thoughts, and therefore you act, you create the attitude and you act according to that. Yeah. So what Baba is beautifully doing, he says, forget about that. That's not even you, and that's not even true. Okay, what you need to do is, I've given you new tools, I've given you understanding that you are just a point. You are peaceful, you know. So the moment the mind now comes to Baba, and Baba gives Baba's knowledge. So the mind now starts intervening in your gyan also. And it starts giving you ideas. Okay. And it's
Om
exactly asks the question that
Om
I
Shanti.
asked, how to do this.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, please.
Uh, I'd like to add something.
Yes, please.
As Baba always wants that there should be transformation of the mind, because the mind needs to be transformed. In bad company, it became bad.
Yeah.
And now again in the company of Almighty Baba, who has come on the earth to train us, to make us perfect. Even the mind itself, the word mind itself makes the way how to transform the mind. The first letter M itself is Manmana Bhava Madhya Jivi Bhava. The next letter, when you become Manmana Bhava and Madhya Jivi, you start introspecting. The inward journey starts. Earlier it was Dhara, it was moving outside. Now it has become the opposite of Dhara, become Radha. It is told that when you say Radha, God comes. It's just because when you start introspecting yourself, when you start the inward journey from Baya Mukta to Anta Mukta, that is I. And then when the Baya Mukta journey is over, Anta Mukta starts, the inward journey starts. You start reaching to a state that is N, Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirahankari. And when you really become Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirahankari, that means D, the right direction you are following. And that D, you really become divine. In this process, Baba transforms our mind from a normal, ordinary to a very divine mind. And in that process, we become Devta from Manushya. We are not Manushya now, we are becoming Devta. We were wanting something. I want. Now, after becoming after getting transformed, we are now giving Devta. We are not Levta, we become Devta. That's the wonderful transformation which takes place.
So lovely acronym that to remember mind. Okay. Yeah, and very nicely put. We have come into this habit and influence for 63 births, and the mind has gone astray. And then now we have to go to this inward journey, so that we can, transform ourselves and, create this new awareness of who we really are. And then change happens. We don't want things, we want to give. Yeah. So it's so beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one to keep in mind. Yeah. And I was just saying that, this really, when you are within yourself, and when we say when we are within yourself, don't go into the spin of the mind again, analyzing. Just if I am just still and I'm just watching what is happening, no rush.
Yes.
The mind's habit is to rush. The mind habit is to find solution. And Baba says, no, just silence is the solution.
Yes. See, we were talking about the driver, we were talking about the steering, we were talking about the wheel. But what about the driver?
Yeah.
The soul.
Yeah.
You may get a very world-class wheel, world-class steering, but if the driver is not a world-class, because the most important part is the driver. So Baba, the first chapter itself, it says, you are a soul, you are the driver. The driver have to be perfect. And for that perfection, Baba tells everything what in the acronym of mind, it was there. So in that, soul gets transformed basically. So that soul get transformed. And when the soul get transformed, self-transformation takes place. And in that process, the world transformation takes place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the process then. What
Yes,
happens?
that is the thought. If you see the letter thought, T
Mhm.
for transformation, that is for self-transformation. H will be you will, when you transform, when you are transformed, actually the height you reach to height, आपकी
Yeah.
ऊंचाई बढ़ जाएगी.
Mm,
Thought level becomes very high, and O, you have
mm,
to become obedient to Baba.
mm,
And when you have become Agyakari, what it says again, the U, the
mm,
upliftment takes place.
mm,
In that upliftment process, the G, you become Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murt. And
mm,
when you become Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murt, what happens? That was the process of self transformation. And
mm,
when you become Gyan Sarupa and Gyan Murt G,
mm.
you become really honorable. You start
Oh,
getting that honor from all around the world. And
mm,
the last T, in that process, what happens? This T will be for world transformation. Starting with self transformation for the first letter T,
mm,
honesty, obedient, upliftment, Gyan Sarupa, and that honor, and that you change the world
yeah.
from first T to last T.
From T
Self
to
transformation to the world transformation. Yes, Om Shanti.
Shanti. Okay, so let's open the floor and see if there are any thoughts again. It's nice to hear your views of today's journey and what extra maybe you would like to add. Those who have not spoken, especially, I like, everybody to participate. It feels nice, that, okay, we have, if you can and if you like. No one has anything to share? Or just too early? Okay. So yeah, just something to reflect, something to think about, like a homework. Just look at, try to see if you can pull yourself and start watching your thoughts and start de-identifying yourself with the sound that comes in. You know, start trying to watch what is going on, because sometimes before you change you have to check, no? So if you check and if you try to see what were the thoughts that came the first thing in the morning when I woke up, and I don't want these, sometimes we say good morning, but we don't really, we just do it because of habit. I'm talking about something that is really being created. You could have a practice and say that good morning, Baba, you know but is it real? Or is it just like you brush your teeth, you just automatically do it? That's one. And if it is not, maybe it's my task, maybe it's my work, you know maybe it's how the share is doing, market is doing today. Maybe it's about activities that have to happen that particular day, some work at home, some work at work, something pending. you know just see and watch what is happening with your mind and how you relate to your mind. So not only what thoughts come, but how you relate to those thoughts, you know and sometimes could be some issue or worry. Okay. you know so check and see what kind of, take a stock of your thoughts for the day, and then try to see that if I have these thoughts, what is going to be the result? What will be my destination if I keep thinking about this? Sometimes ask yourself, do I really need to think this? When you are traveling, sometimes, people who have, like, you're traveling, go back home, you might have this thought that comes, who's going to pick me up? I was in Mumbai airport. I was traveling back to Abu Dhabi, and I just had this thought, who's going to? And then again, after some time, I said, I don't know. And I said, why am I thinking this thought? And what's the value of this thought? For me to think who's going to pick me up is absolutely, okay, there's a thought that, okay, fine, I need to get back to this one. But it was very easy, I just had to take a bus or take this one and go home. But I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this. And that thing can go anywhere. It can take you anywhere, you know. And this was many years ago. And I was saying, what's the value of this thought? You know, Such a thought. And, like, you just keep thinking about it, keep thinking about it. As if, like, you don't have any power and the car is going on autopilot by itself, conditioned by your memory, impression, behavior, your sanskars, and your beliefs. And you keep just moving, you know, and you are actually on somebody else's influence. So instead of that, you bring this mind, you know, and then see, okay, what would Baba do? How would Baba think? How would Baba respond? And the whole game changes. Even if you come to that driver awareness, because Baba says when you are a soul, you are in remembrance already. When I am in the soul consciousness, I'm already in remembrance. There is no gap between Baba and me. So we'll pause here and maybe have some few reflections on this, or if there is any last word anybody would wish to share. So shall we go in that silence? So let's just bring back our attention and focus in this moment. And from all the expansions going here and there, wanting this and wanting that, just come back in this present moment. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to do. This is a perfect moment. Everything that is to happen is happening. I don't need anything. I'm not compelled by something. I don't have any interest in anything else. Relationships, connections, wealth, insecurities, all different kinds of attachments. Just let go in this moment, just for this moment. I'm a point. No one can harm me. No one can touch me. Perfection is not something that I go to. I have to do something. Perfection is my original quality, my original nature, peace doesn't have to be brought from somewhere. Just not allow myself to have this idea, to have these thoughts of peacelessness. Just this awareness of light removes all ignorance in 1 second. In the same way, this mantra removes all ignorance in a second. The mind is not used to the second. The mind lives in a space of the physical world of distance and time. There is space, individualness, you and me. But the soul is very strange to this space. The soul is unlimited. The soul is beyond. The soul is free from any need, completely secure. Belongs to the Supreme Soul, has all attainments. Not only has everything, but the Father also belongs to him. So hasn't claimed so much jewels and has become so rich by getting the inheritance, but also made the Father himself belong to him. So the source of all beauty, all powers, all virtues is with me, is mine. So when I surrender myself, what I'm actually doing is I'm attaining everything. I'm getting everything. I'm not losing anything. And whenever you are attaining something, everything is easy. But it's the mind that is chasing after shells, playing with the mud, and gets used to the mud, gets used to the shell, and finds shells very fascinating. And when it sees other people also playing with shells, it feels that, oh, this must be right. When it sees other people dirting themselves with the mud, they also want to try the mud. But Baba says, no, that's not your space. You come up, make your mind mine. Surrender yourself. Bring the mind in this beautiful vibration so that I can clean it. And there is nothing, there is no process, there is nothing to be done. There is faith in the One. There is guidance from the One. And it has happened already. Just drop all that is of no value. Let go. All these temporary securities are just a trap, just putting you in the cage, making you feel safe in the cage. But it makes you lose your freedom, your potential. The bird gets food in the cage. People speak to it, but doesn't realize what it's missed out. It feels that it's very important, but the cage is still locked. And even if it is open, it goes into another cage, the cage of the walls. It's never in the sky. The owner will not leave you. That's Ravan. So from one cage, you can be transferred to another cage, but you can't be free. Check your mind. Om Shanti. Thank you so much. Maybe there is some announcements.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Arif Bhai. I just learned that when you're in Manabhav, everything has been taken care. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a blissful day.